Knockout Nate. I call him Knockout Nate because he always goes for the finish. He doesn't play sport. He's always trying to submit people, and he's always going hard. And he also deadlifts over 400 pounds. Inside joke, if you guys don't know, look at the previous videos to see what I mean. Anyhow, Knockout Nate, super aggressive, super strong, gets me in really good positions, very technical. He's actually not that much bigger than me, which makes him very impressive because he's able to leverage his body weight, his strength, and now his technique. So again, like I have mentioned before, I'm so proud of my students of how good they've gotten and how technical they've gotten. And so because Knockout Nate he's coming after me hard, I have to turn it up in the end. So I end up choking him, but that's okay because Knockout Nate is super good. Really impressed. So hope you guys enjoy this breakdown. Like always, please subscribe to the channel, look at our stuff, like, share if you can, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, hope you guys are training and enjoying this stuff. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Here we go. Knockout Nate. He got his nickname because he always goes for the submission. So Nate drops for a nice single, has very good wrist control. He's going to use that to feint and go for leg trip, and immediately goes to the back. Does an excellent job here. Starts pulling me into his back take. Look at how I reposition. I'm going to grip the top of his knee so I can hip out. As I turn into him, I'm ready for him to go for a double. He doesn't. He stands up. So I'm going to use it to scramble to stand back up and grip behind his head and switch it to my own front headlock. Now I'm going to snap him down by grabbing behind his tricep, drilling my shoulder behind his neck, and using it to wrap around his leg into a front cradle. I'm going to use it to take him down. I overcommit and land a little bit awkwardly over him. So I use my hands to crawl back into his half guard. And now I'm going to use my underhook on my left arm and my right shoulder to use my shoulder crossface pressure. He's able to recompose with good frames. Nate doing a good job with his guard here, puts me back in his guard, and then I start to reposition. He comes back up. I switch to another front headlock. He snaps out of it. Now he's working inside position and a clinch. He puts me in his own front headlock. Immediately I prioritize the wrist. See how I control the wrist? He tries to overcommit to the back. Now he goes for the wrist control, and he's reaching behind my head and immediately goes for an underhook. I'm going to use a whizzer. As he shoots for a single, I'm actually letting him get the single leg because I want to use a Kimura trap, but I get in trouble here. He's able to get one hook and pull me into his back, and he's going to use that shoulder grip with a gable grip, if you see on my left shoulder. So he does a good job here isolating and controlling my hip and my shoulder, which is very important in jiu-jitsu. If you control any type of major joint like a hip or shoulder, you're going to do a good job. So I'm going to use this to reposition my hip to the mat, right? As long as I stay calm and relaxed, nothing is going to happen. Nothing bad is going to happen. And so as I pivot, he's going to try to re-grip my back. I'm going to use this to switch one more time. He regrips the shoulder, and he has hip control. Very good position for Nate. So look, I'm going to use right here. I'm going to use all that leverage and spin right onto my back. As he goes, he's going to lose that momentum and that grip. So now my back is on the mat where it should be. I'm able to defend here. So now from here, I put my back on the mat. I shimmy up, connect my shoulders. I get very flat. Now that invites him to get to some sort of half guard, but I'm able to come up instead and reposition my top pressure. Because my leg's in his half guard, I'm going to use that to turn and spin all the way around. He doesn't let me, so I'm going to use that position to try to come up. He does a good job with an underhook, keeps me at bay. And what I should have done is drop to the other side of the single leg, but instead I wait and I pay for it dearly. So now I'm going to scoot. He's going to go back to a front headlock. I was going to try to pull guard. I hesitated. He's able to capitalize on this. He's going to trap the head and arm, snap the front headlock himself. Nice heavy sprawl. So he knows he's keeping his hips away. He's going to switch to a guillotine. I'm going to bait him, let him get the guillotine so I can use that to escape. He has the half guard in the right place. He's not letting me go to the other side, but because of my shoulder pressure and because I'm controlling the wrist, I'm going to use that to start to leverage my guard pass. So my hips are very high. My left shoulder is going towards his trachea, and I'm grabbing his wrist. And in doing so, I'm able to relieve a lot of that pressure from that guillotine. He knows it. He's going to try to just let go and recompose his guard. I'm going to use my knees to pinch his leg. From there, I'm going to re-pivot, put my right knee over, cross face with my right arm, and really start controlling that leg. I'm going to push the other leg down, and that's going to allow me to force my knee out. Once my knee's out, I can start to leverage back to mount. I'm going to put my knee on his mat with my left hand. You can't see it right now, but I'm using it to underhook his arm. Now I have full leverage here. I'm in quarter mount. I'm able to go to full mount. And now I can use my legs kind of as grips. See? I let him trap my bottom right leg. And at this point, I'm thinking about going for the back, but then I don't. Notice I come back. So now I'm going to stay on top, stay with the top heavy pressure, switch to the other side of the half guard. He comes up to a single leg. I'm able to use my knee to pin his chest, and immediately I trap a Kimura right here. So now I have a Kimura trap. It's kind of what I wanted. And now I'm going to use my knee across his hip. We kind of get bumped into the pillar, so it kind of messes me up a little bit, but we're able to readjust real quickly. So I'm looking at the time because we did start a short roll. I think it was 4 minutes. So I really just wanted to like work something quick here. So I have the Kimura trap. He's holding on. He can't come up because of that Kimura grip. So the best thing he can do here is really, really tough, is try to fight his arm back underneath my leg and try to go the other way. The more he comes up to his left, or rather his right with his left side, the more it feeds into that Kimura. So he needs to go flat on his back, which doesn't make him completely safe, but it does help his chances to escape. So that's just something I would like to have seen Nate do. Instead, he kind of comes up, which is what I want. And so as long as I have that grip, if he comes up, it actually feeds into the shoulder lock. So he comes up right here. I use my right leg to help leverage and pick him up. And look, it's, again, the pillar's in the way. So at this point, I probably would have swept him. But because he doesn't get swept, right, we keep bumping into the pillar there, I'm able to just really isolate that shoulder. So he probably could have still flipped over, but he's also trying not to get swept at the same time. So it's not like he wants to get swept. He definitely doesn't. And so it's got a stalemate, and we stay in this stalemate for just a little while longer. He's going to hold on to that grip with the gable grip. And then notice my hand is a little too high. I should have dropped it closer to his wrist, manipulate the smaller joint. As soon as he lets go, I know it's over. He shouldn't have let go. And it's hard because as you're rolling, you get fatigued. So he lets go, and I'm able to leverage, connect my chest to his tricep, and finish the nice and easy Kimura there. So very good job by Knockout Nate. He always brings it. He's always trying to finish with a submission. So it was very good to see. So now I'm facing the inside control. He's got inside control now. He's grabbing behind my neck, which is good, but he can kind of work his way to the lower part of my head. So now I'm going to use the inside control and grip his forearm, so that way I give him a little bit of what he doesn't want. He wants me to come up. I give him the single leg again, but this time I know he's going to go for it, so I use it to feed a front headlock again. I try to work. Look, I immediately crossface. I go back to the front headlock. He keeps driving, which is the right thing to do, but I beat him with the front headlock position, so I'm going to snap him down again. Use all my weight on my chest going forward. Hip up. Stay off my knees and turn into the back. I need to trap that arm though. Do you see that left arm of his, my right side? I need to trap that before I get to the back. So I'm going to still use the front headlock. He can't come up. As long as I'm doing this, I'm controlling his upper body. And so I'm going to use this to get all the way to the other side. I don't block him as when I make a mistake, but I'm still able to turn all the way around. He rolls over. I land in the leg weave position. I'm going to use this grip. Instead of going for the arm triangle here, I'm going to pick up my hips, drive my shoulder. I go for that arm triangle. He is defending. He's flaring out his elbow. He knows what I want. So then I'm going to turn that into a back take. So I'm going to turn him all the way to the other side, roll all the way to my right side, get my left hook. Again, he does a good job putting his back flat on the mat, which is the right way to defend. As he's defending, I'm going to control his wrist and start attacking. And then I start attacking the other way. It's very important when you're trying to get the back that you're stretching your opponent out and you completely start attacking. So here, I go right attack. I attack with my left. I get both hooks. I stretch him out. I go again with my right. As he's defending really well, I want to keep him on his toes. I go back with my left. I go back with my right. And then I reposition. And look at how I trap that hip. I have a good grip. Of course, in competitions and a real fight, I could crank the neck and end the fight early, but I'm not going to do that because Nate is my friend and my student, so we don't play dirty at our school. But if this was a competition, I definitely could and probably would crank the neck. Here I get the nice forearm grip, hide my right elbow behind his shoulder, and I'm able to finish the choke. Great job by Knockout Nate. Some things I like to see him work on is his wrestling is really good. Instead of pulling me into the back, maybe using his shoulder to turn me and get me into a turtle position where he has more control for the back. Another point he can work on is gripping higher on the head so he can work on that inside headlock position. Other than that, he did extremely well. I'm super proud of him. Very high level, and he always brings the heat. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm having fun with these no-gi breakdowns because I'm getting to work my wrestling more. It's been really fun. And as always, leave your opinions, comments in the comment section. And until next time, keep training.